Hello, you awesome friends. Welcome to our International Networking Zoom for Thursday, the 10th of March. Can you please give the person next to you a round of applause and say a big welcome? It's great having you all here. And I'm going to say you're the early crowd. A big welcome to Jeff, to Maria, to Bianca, to Mel Jensen, Andreas, Annie Burke, Tim Beanland, Brigida, and also can we give a big wave to Sheena Kane? Sheena Kane is our guest speaker tonight. And we love where Sheena Kane goes. In fact, just to kick off the event, did you want to say a quick hello, Sheena Kane? Because you're our guest speaker and so good having you with us. What are you thinking, Sheena?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think tonight's talk will be very much geared towards business leaders, especially if they've got employees under their wing.
Wow, well, that's all very exciting. But I just want to say, Sheena, we're absolutely pumped. Round of applause to you, Sheena. I just want to say a big thank you. Now, I just want to give you a few networking tips to get the most out of this wonderful Zoom. Firstly, if you're watching the recording, please connect with everyone. If you are here live tonight, a few things. Please take photos and post them on LinkedIn and tag in everyone. Also, to make sure you connect with everyone as well. Connect with everyone on LinkedIn and use the Zoom chat. Use the Zoom chat to network. You can share your Zoom link. Zoom link. You can share your LinkedIn links. You can share your events, whatever it is. And just remember it's being recorded, so keep it clean and positive. Now, we're just going to say that we've got such amazing winners here. And we've got wonderful Tim Beanland with us. Tim Beanland is one of our wonderful members, and he's also a master networker. Tim, I just thought I'd just get you up first. How are you, Tim, and what's going on? And do you have any good networking tips for us?
Yeah, Ed, it's great to be here. Had a wonderful time up in Brisbane meeting Annie Burke for the first time in person. We've done a lot of work together, so that was fantastic. And yeah, doing well. Thanks for having me here.
It's a pleasure. Now, can you give us a really good networking tip for everyone to get the most out of the Zoom experience?
Yeah, so I'm not going to give a tip from me. This is actually a tip from Stephen Thomas, who wrote Business Networking for Dummies. I just so happen to have his book here. He's a client of mine, and what he says is the real opportunity is most people don't bother. And I guess let me explain what that means. We go to a networking event and then we make some connections, and that's all fantastic. But then 2 days later, we get super busy. So the follow-up, the actual building relationships, this is the stuff that takes effort and people don't bother. So that's a Stephen Thomas quote. The real opportunity is most people don't bother. So if you're the person that bothers, you're going to be winning.
So it's funny you say that, actually. Like, depending on what I'm doing, like if I'm traveling or working, I won't. But let's say I've got no meetings on. I'll sit there and I usually spend at least an hour or two on the phone every day. So if I'm not traveling or I'm not like working the full day, usually I'll spend at least an hour or two on the phone just following up with people. And I suppose that's it, Tim, because if you just go to networking events, come and go, it won't do anything. It's all about the follow-up, isn't it, Tim Beanland?
Correct, mate. Correct. I'm very fortunate that cold calling and telemarketing was my first ever job. So I loved it. And jumping on calls and doing that all day, that sounds actually like my dream day, mate. So gotta learn from you, I think, and do more of it.
I love it because I'm calling up people I like, because if I don't like someone, I just won't call them. Simple as that. If I like someone, I'll jump on the phone. So, people like Karen Clark and Amanda get a lot of phone calls from me, for example.
Oh, so is that why you don't call me as much?
No, that's not true, Tim. Not true, Tim. We love you, Tim. We get round of Tim. We love you, Tim. Tim's a great man, and I really appreciate it. And we've got one of our wonderful meetup leaders who've come in. The amazing Karen Clark is one of our wonderful meetup leaders from Queensland. She was just having a sip of wine, very biblical. She's probably converted the water into wine, and she's got a bunch of fish and loaves of bread with her. And how are you, Karen? What's going on?
Hi, Ed. Hi, everyone. Great to be here. Yeah, I'm great. My tip is, come to your Zoom meeting, bring whatever you want to make it even more pleasurable than you would normally. So bring your wine, bring your gin and tonic, bring your whiskey if you want, Ed. Just come to the meeting, set your alarm and come to the meeting.
Oh, I'm totally with you. And I'm going to say I love your networking tips. And just while I've got you, Karen, tell us quickly what you do and tell us about your next webinar coming up, Karen Clark.
Yeah, so what I do is I'm a mindset coach and I help people to, I used to say I was a business coach, but I realized that all my clients really want to know is how to overcome their challenges, their fear, their feelings of doubt and not being good enough and will it work and all of that. So I work with my clients to understand how to connect their thoughts to create the results they want with the universal laws and the quantum world. And my next webinar is on Wednesday night, and it's all about that. So every Wednesday night, I run a free webinar where I help people to really understand what causes their results and how to create the results they want using quantum technology. Thank you, Ed.
Oh my God, brilliant. Round of applause to you, Karen Clark. I don't know what it is. Everyone's really good looking tonight. And because you're all so good looking, I just thought I know it's a bit early and I'm sort of not following the process and I'm not following the expected flow, but can we take a group photo now? Is that okay? I know it's a bit, that's good. Andrea's giving me a thumb. So to take a group photo, what you do is get in a very cool pose, lean forward, look into your camera lens so I can get a really good shot. So everyone, take a really good, do a really good pose and hold the pose. 3, 2, 1, big smile. Beautiful. Such a bunch of sexy people. Very, very sexy and beautiful people, especially David Quinn Watson. We love David Quinn Watson. Great having you with us. There you go. So, yeah, I just want to say a big thank you and welcome. And just to kick off the event, what we'll do is we'll open it up to the floor. Now, firstly, if you don't want to speak, that's absolutely cool. You're very welcome just to maintain your right to remain silent, because anything you do say can and will be, anything you do say is cool. But you are right to maintain your silence. Or if you want to say hello, you can do it. The best thing to do with Zoom, what I like Zoom, is just hit the hands up key, which is in the Zooms bar. The Zooms bar. I sound like the Lord of the Rings guy. The Zooms, my precious. What's his name? Is it Gollum? There you go. I sound like Gollum. No, Zoom is great. So hit the hands up bar in the reactions bar on Zoom. And what it does is it ranks it all in order. And can we give a big wave to Sheena Kane again as well? Sheena Kane is our speaker. Now, if you just come in, don't you worry about a thing. If you want to say nothing, you can. If you want to speak, you'll have a chance to speak. All I do is just remember it's being recorded. So please keep it clean and positive. If you keep it just on point, that'll be really good. So let's start it with Mel Jensen. And Mel, how are you doing, my friend? Tell us what's going on.
Fantastic, Ed. How are you tonight?
Pretty good. I'm all high on caffeine.
I've actually got a chamomile tea. I've just had a bit of a walk back from about 2K walk from Woolworths. So anyway, hands up, everybody who thinks they're awesome. Okay, do you know what? You are all stunneringly fantabulous winners.
Hear, hear.
That's all I want to say tonight. And thank you for letting me join. And great to see you too, Sheena.
Oh my God, I can't let you drop a compliment like that and not talk about your candles. Tell us about your candles, Mel.
Okay, who loves candles? Who loves candles? Okay, who would love 2 free candles for Christmas? I've dropped it in the chat. Everybody for every person you refer for my lay-by offer that I've got going, who actually pays off their candles, you'll receive 2 candles per referral. It doesn't matter where you live around the world. I can send the candles to you, and it's just you've got the choice. I've put the link in the chat, and also I've also got an offer going to my 12 e-novels for $5 each. It's a bundle, and you're also eligible for 5 free shares of Mel's customized candles, because I'm changing my surname from Jensen to Seymour in the next 12 to 18 months. So they will be an investment. So if you're interested in those, hit me up and everything like that. So, and just want to let everybody know I'm happy in Ballarat now. It's fantastic. I am super amazed. So thanks, guys.
Beautiful regional city. Go panning for gold, Mel, is all I can say.
I'm planning to very soon. I'm not far from Sovereign Hill.
There you go. Love Sovereign Hill. There we go. And for those around the world, Sovereign Hill is like a recreated old gold mining town where they wear all the colonial outfits and all that. Great place. Love your work. And oh my God, we've got Ashish Malhotra with us, property expert extraordinaire, great man. Ashish, please, how are you? What's happening?
I am good. Whenever I join this call, I always sign up a client. So guess what? I've signed my first one for March, which makes a total of 12 and 13 clients this year. I've started well. I hope everyone's achieving their goals. I've met some winners. Everyone's a winner in this group. I've met some people who I've gone really close with. I've been meeting them. I've taken services. They've taken my services. So yeah, I love these networking meetups, and I hope everyone's having a blast. This week I did my goals. I achieved my goals in my running as well. It's been a very fulfilling week. I hope it's turning out the same for everyone. And yes, work-wise, I run a buyer's agency, and I just finished my work. I thought, okay, let me hop onto this call. I invest in top 1% markets across Australia, and I help home buyers to get into the home buying market in Sydney, hot red Sydney, swiftly and smoothly. So yeah, that's what I do. Anyone, just hit me up. Happy to support, happy to consult, happy to guide. If you want any negotiation tips with the real estate agents, I'm full on. So let me know. Thank you so much. And I love being here.
Ashish, and we love you. Round of applause to Ashish, and keep an eye with our Sydney meetups too. Our Sydney meetup is not tomorrow, but next Friday. You'll see often you'll see Ashish kicking around on meetups, won't you, Ashish? Usually kicking about on meetups, which is good. Very good. We love you, Ashish. Welcome. Pleasure. If you just come in as well, if you want to say nothing, please do. If you want to speak, just put your hand up, and we'll get up to you in the order there. Tim Beanland, what have you got for us, my friend?
Hey, mate, great to be here. I work with my clients to produce 1 to 3 months worth of video content in 45 minutes of your time. How I do that is meet with you weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. We film content that puts you up on a podium talking the best about your business. I then go away and do the hard stuff with the subtitles and the editing. You then have a month's worth of video or 3 months worth of video. You've just rocked up as talent, and I do the rest. I had a session with Pedro, who's okay, bad timing. He's walked away. I had a session with him, and we absolutely transformed his way of thinking with the business and where his target market is. And now we're going to produce video that people will want to listen to. So awesome working with him. Awesome working with some other amazing people. And yeah, that's what I do. Thanks for having me.
And Tim, we love you. I highly recommend. Round of applause to you, Tim, and keep it up. And just while I've got you on the topic, Tim, pumped to see you in Melbourne. Our next Melbourne meetup is on Friday, the 25th of March, isn't it, Tim Beanland?
It is Friday, the 25th of March. I'll be there in force, and looking forward to it. It's always good fun.
Oh, beautiful. Love you, Tim. It's a round of applause. Love you, Tim. And we got Sheena. Sheena, oh my God, Sheena's also a guest speaker later on as well. And we're going to hear from Sheena now. Sheena, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Edward. Thank you, everyone, tonight here. My interesting case this week, if you've got anything like, fleet cars, company cars, any cars that your staff use, I do strongly recommend getting GPS on them, because they're a great source of objective data that Fair Work loves. So sadly this week, it looks like we're terminating an employee who's been basically fudging his time records, and it doesn't match up with the GPS records. You can actually see in real time, you can replay it and show exactly where the vehicle is, how long it stays still for, what it's doing, and it's just great data to work out, is something or isn't it happening, and getting away from hearsay.
Wow,
but you must notify your employees if you put it on, if and when you put it on.
Wow. So is this guy like getting up, going straight to the casino, then hitting the red light district, then going to a bar afterwards? Is that kind of his 9 to 5 day?
Not quite as good as that, unfortunately. But yeah, he's pretty much getting home, and then half an hour later or so, maybe up to an hour later, going, "Oh, I finished work now," into the phone.
Oh, what a loser. I hope you fire his ass and teach him a little lesson about ethics, Sheena Kane.
It's pretty much what's going to happen. It'll send the message to other people that, look, we'll always do the right thing by you, but we're not going to tolerate crap like this.
Oh, that's a spirit, Sheena. Can't wait till we hear from you later on. Round of applause to you, Sheena, and appreciate it. And oh my God, we've got Piero Mardisic, and also Piero is also our group leader as well for Canberra. We've got our Canberra meetup on next Wednesday as well, don't we, Piero?
We do, and I'm super excited for it, Ed. How are you, and how is everyone?
Oh, great to hear from you. Please tell us what you're up to, and any networking tips, Piero. We'd love to hear it.
What I've been up to. First of all, I'm the exceptionality catalyst. You've probably looked at my LinkedIn. If not, you can see all the jargon that we all talk about. But basically, I specialize in leadership development, and I've got over 15 to 20 modalities that I do that with, and with over 2 decades of experience in leadership roles. It's what I just put everything together, and I've created programs in relationships, leadership, and sales. 3 of the biggest areas of our life that we want to either make money, we want to keep the person beside us happy and sustainably with us, and obviously leadership, not only yourself, but towards others as well. Ed, what have I been up to? Driving. A lot of driving, because Goulburn's surrounded by water as well.
Oh, God.
So all the little country towns that I traveled to, Oberon, it took me 5.5 hours to get there.
Oh, God.
Even just to get to Sydney and back, it's obviously been hectic with the rain. I was there last week with Michael Gray on the Sunday, and we did some presentation skill stuff. I met with another couple of clients. I met with Simone Louise on the Sunday as well, and just caught up with her and shared some ideas about things. And it's what we do in these groups, Ed. So before you ask me again, what do we do in what's a tip in regards with networking? Look outside yourself. Sometimes it's not always about you. You have a group of people that are around you that actually need help too. And I want you to think about this one really carefully. No doubt, you are always there for when someone asks help. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes. So if someone asks you for help, you're always there. You're usually the first person that's there. How do I know that? It's because you're the person on the call right now, not them. Now I want you to think about this. When was the last time you asked them for help? Or when was the last time you asked somebody else for help? Because everybody loves to help somebody, but nobody has the courage to ask for the help. So my networking tip, look outside yourself, ask for help. Just ask. Simple.
Oh, brilliant. We love you, Piero. Can we give a round of applause to Piero? Piero, powerful as always. And speaking of powerful, we have got the amazing Amanda McNeil with us. Amanda, what's happening, my friend? You've just been kicking butt nonstop, haven't you?
Well, it's actually funny you say that, Ed, because I have a fabulous story to share. I do, and it's something that I literally just read before I jumped on the call, which is why I was 3 minutes late. So firstly, before I get into that, I just want to say hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you again. And for those who know me, I'm an empowerment and wellness coach, and here really to connect and help people who are going through major life changes. And when I talk about major life changes, an example of that is someone who I've been working with just recently has had an epiphany that they wanted to change their career. And so I've been working with them, and we've gone through the steps of doing that. And she just emailed me not so long ago to say that she got the job that she wanted, which means that she's able to leave her present job, which gives her more free time to be able to focus on becoming a coach as well. And so I'm super, super proud of her, and I'm really excited. So cheers, everybody.
Oh, my God. Cheers.
Oh, I'm really excited. And I just love what Piero just said before, because it's so true about us, not reaching out for help. But that's why I believe coaches are so important. I'm a coach myself, but I have a coach. And I have a coach who, leads me along the way and helps me, she keeps me inspired, she keeps me motivated. And it really is an invaluable thing to be able to reach out to help. And that's what we do. We're in the service of giving service. So I'm just super pumped, guys. I'm really excited. Like, I literally just read this email. So I'm so happy. I'm still kind of in shock, but I'm so happy. So I just wanted to share that with you all. You're the first to know.
Yeah. Oh, I think we put up your hand if you think Amanda should have 3 or 4 glasses of wine tonight. I think. There you go. Is that the first or the third glass?
No, that would probably be the third.
Oh, that's it. So, Amanda, I think was it a bottle's 4.5 glasses? You're about to crack the next bottle, aren't you, Amanda?
Yeah, right. Probably. I'm celebrating, guys. I'm celebrating.
That's the spirit. We love you, Amanda McNeil. Round of applause to Amanda. And
thank you.
As you know, Karen Clark knows that Edwards Ear has a drinking problem, and Edwards Ear's drinking problem is that when I go to Brisbane, I'm sober too much. That's my biggest problem. So there we go. So I know what it is. Whenever I go to Brisbane, there's something about Brisbane. It's like I'm fairly I'm a bit of a square on the plane. The moment I get off the tarmac on Brisbane, I'm like, I'm kind of sober. This sucks. Like, what the hell? Let's get some alcohol. I don't know what it is. Something about Brisbane. Just a party city. So I'm with you, Amanda. I'm vibing you. There you go. Speaking of vibing, we've got Alessio Ronaldo from Italy, and those guys know how to party. How are you doing, Alessio? What's happening in your wonderful world?
Yeah, thank you very much, Edward, and lovely to be an honor to be here and meeting new people, and also the same people as every Thursday. I appreciate you send me some vocal messages to remind me your meetings. Also the Monday and the Tuesday and the Thursday as well. We are affected a lot of about the Ukraine war, and the increase of the oil and the gas has gone up. So some people are going to supermarkets to do some refurbishment. Apart from that, I only want to talk about me. I'm Alessio from Italy, and I work for a company where we are helping people to enter and study about the economics and the financial market. I started from the wines, and because my main job is to work with wines, and I changed my opinion, and I wanted to do some investments. That's why I'm working with this company. And we have some teachers where can teach you about all concerning the economics. So I already put my details in the chat box, and if you want to talk with me, also you can grab a spot with my calendar. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day.
I love you, Alessio. Round of applause to you, Alessio. And we're about to hear from Kemi. And before we do, it's time for another group photo. So best thing to do, my friends, is make sure you turn on your webcam, lean forward, and get ready for another group photo. So make sure you lean forward, turn on your webcams, and get awesomely ready. So there we go. So your webcam's beautiful. So lean forward, do a different pose. So I want to stick the images together. It doesn't look like a replay. Do a different pose, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Big smile. Just fantastic. Great shot. Kemi Adekumbi, the powerful health coach from London. Kemi Adekumbi, what have you got for us, my friend?
Nothing much. I had a great weekend. I went for how can I say it? A leadership meeting in Birmingham. So it was heard from like corporate leaders in my business. Ooh. Talking about mindset and so much more. It was great.
So what's the biggest thing you learned? What's the biggest takeaway you got from it that you love to share with us, Kemi?
Just be yourself. Don't try and copy people. Just be you.
Oh my God.
All the things will come to pass.
Couldn't agree with you more. I'm all for staying in our own lane. It's the best thing to do, Kemi.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. It's nice meeting all of you, the usual ones and the new ones that I haven't met. So, for me, I'm Kemi from London. I'm all about positivity and helping people step away from their toxic bodies and just have a healthy lifestyle. So yeah, that's me, and so much more. There's beauty, there's fitness, there's wealth. So if you're interested, I'm happy to have a chat. And yeah, thanks Edward for this networking meetup. It's like boosted me, like, yeah, thanks.
Oh, we love you, Kemi. Round of applause to you, Kemi. We love you. Appreciate you. And oh my God, it's Mark Ingstar. What's happening, Mark Ingstar?
Evening, Ed and all. How you doing?
Good to see you. What's going on, Mark?
Well, everything if you're interested in selling your products on our website and or your services in the very near future. So, yeah, we have the Strangers Market and it's controlled by my charity. And we are out there trying to help other not-for-profits and individuals, etc., sell their products, their services online. And so contact me if you're interested. We're global, all the way from the bottom of the planet. Like you're down under, but I think we're a little further, maybe. But yeah, so that's what we're doing, and things are on the up, and we're pushing forward, and we're going to make changes in this world. So that's what we're doing.
Oh, totally, Mark. Keep it up. Round of applause to you, Mark Ingstar. And absolutely appreciate you. And oh my God, it's my old friend and Michael Gray. Michael Gray, the events master. What's happening, Michael Gray?
Lots of things are happening. So what can I say? Next Tuesday night, for those of you that are in Sydney, we have the CBD Sydney Chamber of Commerce Business Expo, which is on at WeWork at 161 Castlereagh Street. Register now because it's basically full. So yeah, don't miss out. And then we have an event on the Wednesday night online with Phoebe Lay teaching us all about marketing. And then skipping forward a little bit to Wednesday the 23rd in the evening, the wonderful Piero will be educating us all. So that'll be once again a really, really great event. So who would be super duper keen to come along to any of those? And then we also have the wonderful Amir that will be doing an event with us at Right Eastwood Leagues Club on April the 5th. So, and for, I guess, those of you that don't know me, my name's Michael Gray. I run a company called MKG Events, and we specialize in marketing and running in-person and online events. And we've secured over 300,000 attendees to different client events over the last 15 years of my career and 7 years in business.
Oh my God, you are amazing, Michael. Round of applause to you, Michael. We absolutely appreciate you. And we're going to take another photo again shortly, so make sure you turn on your webcam and get ready for that one. And we've got the amazing Heather Mitchell with us. Heather Mitchell, such a pleasure. What's happening, Heather Mitchell? Now, the first thing you have to do, Heather Mitchell, is hit the unmute key.
The classic. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I did that. I was a guest speaker at a Zoom the other night, and I did the same thing. So, you know, I don't blame us. I blame our schools.
Absolutely. Blame somebody else. That's the trick. Anyway, I am Heather Mitchell. I am a money mentor from Raw Energy, and I transform people's money stories. And I was just reflecting when I came on, and I was just thinking, I'm really kind of stepping out there now, and it just feels like really exciting times doing podcasts. Ed, you interviewed me a couple of weeks ago, which is really cool. And I was on a podcast last week. Yeah, so it's just like another one lined up. So it kind of feels like lots of things happening, lots of exciting things happening. And I've got my next Foundations of Financial Freedom coming up on the 23rd of March, which is so cool. So yeah, it's all happening. So I'm Heather from Raw Energy.
Oh my God, we love you, Heather. Round of applause to you, Heather. And we're about to hear from the amazing Simone Louise, but before we do, it's time to take another photo. So do a totally different pose this time. Totally different pose. And 3, 2, 1, smile. Hold, hold, hold. Beautiful. Oh, let's do it again. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, hold the pose, hold the pose. Beautiful, friends. Round of applause. Love your work. And by the way, feel free to take photos and post them on LinkedIn. Take photos of our Zooms, post them on LinkedIn. We absolutely love it. And make sure you connect with Lassie as well. Tag in wonderful Lassie and connect with her too. Oh my God, we've got Simona Louise and some tough little guy with her. And what's happening, Simone Louise?
Hello, good evening. This is what happens when your 3-year-old has a day nap and then they don't want to go to bed at night because they see mum on the computer with lots of people and they're not camera shy.
There you go.
Well, my name is Simone Louise and I am a lifestyle coach and I help busy shift working families find routine. So for the past 12 years, I have lived in a shift working dynamic and I help people create a healthy and happy lifestyle when they work outside of the 9 to 5 and can't have that stability with just going to the gym every morning or setting up those meals like everyone else can tend to do. So I just wanted to share how important it is to be aligned with the clients that you choose to work with. And I know so many times we can just feel that you want to get ahead in your business and work with more people, but how important it is to feel really aligned. My client shared with me today that her husband told her how much happier that she has been since working with me, and that has just really changed her days and her weeks, and it's just really changed her whole family. And that really just brought it home to me so much how important it is to work with people that are aligned with you, because if they're going to take time away from your family, make it worthwhile. Don't work with people that don't have the same values, and just spend your time wisely. That's my share for tonight. Thank you.
So are you dark on toxic people like I am, Simone Louise?
I am. Yes, I have no problem kicking them to the curb, Ed. You'll be very happy to hear that.
That's the spirit. So I'm dark on toxic people. It sounds like Simone's even darker. I love it, so Simone. Yeah, round of applause to you, Simone. Love your work, Simone. Really appreciate you. And oh my God, speaking of appreciation, Eileen Avada's here. It's Eileen's an amazing lady and top mentor. And how are you, Eileen? What's happening?
I'm very well, Ed. Thank you very much. It was so awesome talking with you and Leslie the other night. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, I totally agree with Simone was saying. You really want to work with clients that aligns with your value, because to be able to see them grow and transform is such a great reward. You see, that's the whole purpose. I mean, why would you want to work with somebody that saps your energy or and that's not really want to can't help themselves? That's so awful. So for me, my name is Eileen Havad. I would like to help small business owners. Just a quick show of hand here. How many small business here would love to have more confidence and more certainty?
I like.
Well, people buy from business and people who are confident, with certainty, who have clarity. So I have been in business for over 25 years, and I love to help small business owners to build certainty, clarity, and confidence to help you to increase that so that you could go out there and transform life. You really have the certainty and confidence to really inspire people. People buy from people who are certain. So if I can help business owner to increase your confidence and certainty and clarity, I put my name on the chat. Thanks, Ed.
Oh my God, we love you, Eileen. Round of applause to Eileen, and really appreciate you. And oh my God, we got the amazing mentor, David Quinn Watson. We hung out in wonderful Brisbane on Friday before I started drinking. I had a few drinks, but I was still semi-coherent. How are you, David Quinn Watson? What's happening?
I'm really great, Ed. Thanks very much. Great to be here, part of this wonderful group. I just wanted to share something I've become aware of in the last little while is the great thing you can do with your life if you're intentional about things. So much of what's happening in the world comes at us, gets us caught up. We think of social media, Facebook, all that, advertising, TV. It distracts you. What the wonderful thing about this group is we're focused not only on what matters to us, but what matters to us are people. So we're intentional. I'm listening to an audio book at the moment where the fellow is talking about 3 types of work: bad work, good work, and great work. And I think a lot of what we're doing here in this group and what I want to do is do more great work.
Oh, yeah.
So what do? I had a 40-year career in financial services, had my own successful small business, retired, worked out that I didn't want to be retired. So now I'm helping people in financial services, businesses, small business particularly, basically get there a lot quicker than I did, Ed, and overcome the challenges that they have. I'm happy to be a mentor to them, to help them work through their issues. So David, and please reach out, or if you know anybody who could help out, I'd be more than happy to connect with you and them. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, David Quinn Watson. Round of applause to you, my friend. And great seeing you. And just while I've got you as well, David Quinn Watson's from Brisbane. Our next Brisbane meetup is Friday, the 1st of April. So I'll be flying up for it. And Karen, maybe you should bring a bottle of gin and whiskey with you. So maybe instead of going to the bar, we can just start drinking at Victory offices to reduce travel time. So maybe just bring a bottle of Bombay Sapphire and just Jack Daniels. That'll be fine, something like that.
I've got better than that, Ed.
Yeah, what we can do is we can just get coffee cups of Victory and put alcohol in there so no one will notice. Maybe that'll be better. You want to do that, Karen?
Good idea. Sounds wonderful.
Sounds good. We love you, Karen. And Piero, what have you got for us, my friend? We better not get drunk in Canberra because they don't put up with that in Canberra. But what do you think?
They should.
Piero?
They don't put up with that. I just wanted to go back and mention Tim Beanland because I heard him in my ears while I was tending to adolescents and small people. Something that Tim does, which is video marketing, is beyond your years if you don't do much video, if you don't understand video. Now, why am I going to give him a rap? I've been doing video for nearly 10 years on my own and making stuff and creating and doing Instagram and blah, blah, blah. But Tim's questioning style and his pre-production work that he did with me opened up my eyes to a different way of explaining what I do. So why am I going to give him this rap? The 45 minutes that you spend with him, he's going to turn into 20 videos, probably more. He'll also help you out with some other stuff. But why this is important is because he will help you chunk down these things that can last you months and months and months and months and months. And here's an example. I've been doing this on my own, and now I'm going to go to Tim. So I'm sharing this openly. Why again? Because it's priceless. It's actually priceless stuff. So if you're afraid to be in front of the camera, if you do it in a Zoom like this, he just takes away all the nerves and the anxiety, because moving forward from now on, people will feel you rather than just reading your text. They feel you when you're on camera. Now, I'm used to this. I've done acting. I've done this. I've done that. But the way Tim questioned me helped me massively. So here's a plug for Tim. But if you haven't lined yourself up with Tim, get lined up with Tim, because it's going to last you. The content is going to last you a long time. He doesn't pay me for this, by the way.
The check will be in the mail, man. Thanks, mate. I really, really appreciate that. This is, there's moments that happen when you pinch yourself in your business and you go, this is why I love doing what I'm doing. And feedback like that from you, man, that means the world. So thank you so much.
Amazing. It's a pleasure. Round of applause. And oh my God, we got my Greek friend from the UK, Andreas. Andreas, what's happening, my friend? I actually had a dream last night. I don't know if you noticed, but in Melbourne, Australia, it's full of Greek people. I had a dream last night that I was in Melbourne on Chapel Street eating a beautiful lamb souvlaki. I just want to share that.
Souvlaki, my man. Yeah, souvlaki with some ouzo. with some.
Yeah,
and
and I was
had a
drunk
dream
too,
that I was
surprising.
wearing the same shirt as you are, and our
Yeah.
dream has come true. We're wearing
Yeah.
the same color.
And you're right. I forgot to mention, surprise, surprise, I was drunk again too. Like, I've been, I was just drunk on Chapel Street, 2 a.m. eating a lamb souvlaki and loving it. That was my dream the other day.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep this brief, short and brief, so we can get into the action. Edward, I just want to say a massive thank you to all you amazing people, to you and Lassie also. Piero, you've come up with some fine points again, man. I relate to what you say, and I relate to what everybody says, and I'll get a super boost by being on such a fine Zoom meeting, oozing so many amazing people. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's made a massive difference to me. And I get what, was it Simon that said, get rid of people that don't resonate with you? That's so important, because I've been doing that recently at this late stage of my life. Do it, people. It makes a massive difference. I'm a photographer. I've made pictures all my life, but you guys have given me a different perspective, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Oh my God, we love you, Andreas. Round of applause to Andreas. And Andreas reminded me of the Edward's Ear Challenge. I'll tell you what the Edward's Ear Challenge is, and I encourage you to do it right now. Go to your Facebook or LinkedIn and block a toxic person right now. You know you want to. You know who they are. So just jump on LinkedIn, Facebook right now, and just block any toxic person. It could be someone you know. It could be Justin Trudeau. Just someone really toxic that is problematic. Just block them right now. And as you hit that block key, just say, Andreas, thank you for making that suggestion. So think of how awesome Andreas is as you block that toxic person and you send them back into the dark, evil abyss from whence that tyrant came. There you go. Tim, over to you.
Since Pedro gave me such an awesome rap, I figured I'd do the same for him. Essentially, reciprocity in this world is a massive outcome. I'm just looking at his pre-production, and when I sum up what he does is he helps individuals conquer the uncomfortable to experience freedom for who they are and their true self. So essentially, if you've got an uncomfortable situation as a leader and you want to be yourself, Pedro is the guy that helps you push through that barrier. When I worked with him, usually I allow an hour for pre-production, but we did about 2 hours, an hour and a half. What this guy does, is amazing and sort of life-changing for the people he does it with. And it's bad timing again because he's not there. It keeps going away when I talk about him. But yeah, reciprocity. I just wanted to give back what he did, because that's awesome. So look out on LinkedIn for some awesome stuff from him.
Oh, it's beautiful. Love your work, Tim. Round of applause. Now, I was just going to say, if you want to remain silent, you can absolutely do that. If you haven't spoken and would like to speak, I want to invite you to do it now. Just hit the hands up key. So in the Zoom reaction buttons, hit the hands up key so it ranks you in order. If you haven't spoken and you'd love to speak, please do it, because we want to hear from you. And once we've done that, I'm going to go through upcoming events, and then we're going to bounce over to Sheena Kane for a wonderful presentation. So if we'll wait to Sheena Kane again. Sheena Kane's an amazing lady, amazing top lady, and we'll hear from Sheena Kane shortly. But before that, let's hear from amazing Phoebe Lay. And Phoebe Lay and I had a good chat this morning. I was sitting in QVB drinking coffee, talking to my friend Phoebe. How you doing, Phoebe?
Hey, Ed, long time no speak.
What's going on? What are you up to, Phoebe?
Just wrapping up for the day, and definitely wanted to jump in and see everyone and say hi everyone. It's good to see you all. I just wanted to jump on and give a huge and massive shout out and say massive thank you to the amazing Michael Gray. I have been so there's been so much going on in my business, but I have been so supported by Michael and MKG Events. MKG Events has literally done even the work that as a marketer that we do for us. So that includes like creating the banner for the event, sending out invites to his list and mine. I don't know how many have already registered, but the last time we spoke, it was almost 100. So it's just so exciting to know that there's someone that's not only supporting with the marketing of our events and getting more people to attend, but also supporting us with like, you know, our sales calls as well post event. And it's just been so good to catch up with Michael and really like do like a brain dump, because as a creative and a marketer, there's just so many different ideas that go on in my mind. And it's so easy to focus on your clients, but it's so good to have someone else do that stuff for us. So just wanted to say big shout out. And also Tim Beanland as well. Tim has been awesome in helping me get my podcast off the ground. We're now almost up to our 25th episode and couldn't have happened without Tim. So thank you, Tim, for like helping with, you know, the right equipment to set it all up, right through to even, you know, giving advice in the workshop and all of that as well. So I'm very, very looking forward to rocking with Tim and also having Tim create our videos now that Pedro's reminded me. That's something I'm going to reach out to Tim for as well. And looking forward to also working with more people in Ed's group, because any referrals from Ed is always really good. So anyone that wants help with marketing, reach out. But most importantly, please let me know what you guys do so I can also invite you to either be on the podcast or get to know my community and, you know, referrals vice versa.
Here, Phoebe. We absolutely love you. Round of applause to you, Phoebe. Yeah, highly recommended as always. And we've got Eleanor T with us. How you doing, Eleanor? Tell us what the state of the nation is.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. It's relatively good in our region. And I'm really happy to connect with you now during the meeting, and after that I'll put my details on LinkedIn. I have a background in education and art, and also I'm interested in software combined with them, so you can check my some reviews on LinkedIn. About my videos, there are many products, as you know. And I absolutely agree with Piero that it is good to represent yourself fully, and not only with text but with images, and to send positive messages and attitudes. So I'll be happy to connect with you, and I'm grateful to attend this meeting. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Eleanor, welcome anytime. Round of applause to you, Eleanor, and appreciate you. And oh my God, we have the amazing Bianca De Roos with us. Bianca De Roos, welcome. The floor is yours. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really good, actually. Finally, some sunshine today here in Sydney.
Oh, thank God. I was in the city today and I forgot what a blue sky looked like.
Exactly. So, yeah, really great to be here. You know how people love animals and they wonder what goes on behind those eyes? Sometimes you may look at an animal and you go, what are you thinking? How are you feeling? So, well, what I do is that I guide pet parents who have recently started their spiritual journey to trust and feel confident in connecting intuitively with their pets so that they understand them at a deep level, experience more love and harmony, and joy together. And I do that through animal communication and soul coaching sessions and programs. Very much online right now. Before COVID, I had, face-to-face workshops, which hopefully come back very soon. But yeah, it's all online work. And yeah, it's just amazing. Even last week, I spoke to an animal who actually told their human that the human needs to change because alcohol is not good for their health.
Oh.
So that's something
I need
really
to chat to that animal. That animal, Karen and I are going to have a little chat to that animal. We disagree,
Yes.
don't we, Karen?
Exactly. So animals are our mirror as well, and it's really interesting to learn from them what they observe living with us. And that can become quite a comical conversation sometimes, but sometimes also a difficult conversation. So, but it's I feel really honored to have this role. And it's just a lot of fun working with them.
Brilliant. Now, Bianca, we appreciate you, and share your details, and round of applause to you, Bianca.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. And oh my God, we have amazing Michelle Slide. Great to catch up with you again, Michelle, in Brisbane the other day. Please unmute and say hello. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, hi everyone. First time that I've sort of been on one of these. I love the talk about animals because I breed the rare and very unique special Coton de Tulia, and I'm currently in my bedroom with one little mama who's very close to giving birth. So it may be a few long nights. And my little puppies certainly let me know exactly what they think. So it's like, they're very entertaining. But I want to just jump on and say, so I'm really new to technology, right? I've been breeding for a while and using Instagram, but I've had my mummy hat on, getting my kids through school and things. And so I haven't learned all about all this technology. And it's been great because I'm now learning some things with Ed, and it's like I come on and I read all your wonderful posts, and this is why I wanted to just say this. It's so much fun to read and see what interesting things people are doing. It's fascinating. It's inspiring. The creativity that's out there. And even if there's a couple of you, from the same business, the way in which you go about things is unique to you. And I really enjoy seeing what everyone's up to and, commenting. And if you comment to me and I don't come back and say, thank you, sorry, I just don't know how to find that bit yet, but I'll learn it, right? But I just think there's been some magnificent posts, and I've so enjoyed, just seeing what everybody's up to. So thanks, everybody.
We appreciate it. Round of applause to Michelle, and everyone, please connect with Michelle Slide. Michelle Slide, she wouldn't mind me saying this. I would say you're in the ancient, technology-wise, you're in the ancient era. I think you're in the Bronze Age now. So you've gone from sticks and stones to bronze and bow and arrows.
I always think about Kung Fu Panda, where the master says there is now a level 0,
Exactly. So we'll get you from bronze, we'll get you musket soon.
Yeah.
We'll get you to the musket gunpowder era as soon as we can, and then we'll give you laser rifles and nukes. We'll get your tech level up there.
Thanks, Ed.
Oh, we love you, Michelle. Round of applause to Michelle, and just a big thank you. A big thank you for all coming along. What we're going to do is we're going to hear from the amazing Sheena Kane in a moment. It's a big wave to Sheena Kane. And just before we do, I just want to hit share screen to show you our upcoming events. We've got a few great things coming up too. So just to let you know a few things. This is our meetup group here. You're probably already aware of it. We love invites to our events. So if you know anyone in your network, in your community, please invite them to our events. We appreciate it. And also too, feel free to share this online, but I just want to let you know what's coming up. So we've got a special on tomorrow, actually. A lot of you might know our wonderful friend, Ali Huang. Ali Huang's an amazing lady. Tomorrow, at 2:30 p.m. Friday Sydney time. I'm going to share the link right now, so book one in. We're actually doing a book launch for Ali Huang, so it's more just of a 1 hour gathering. We're going to talk about Ali's book. I think Linda's with us. A few people who are co-authoring it are going to be there. And we're just going to hang out, talk about a book coming up, and just share some great ideas on actually on women's empowerment and how to reclaim your inner goddess. Now, I'm a middle-aged Persian guy who's going to be talking to a bunch of lovely ladies on reclaiming your goddess. So it's going to be great. Ed interpreting this stuff. So come along tomorrow. Be honored to have you with us. And of course, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So make sure you come for that one. Just book in right now. The other thing to mention as well is, in case you're interested, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Sydney time, a few of you are booked in. Thank you. We've got our March influencer workshop. So every month we run a influencer workshop. LinkedIn influencer workshop, giving you my latest tools on LinkedIn. So if you're interested in coming along this Saturday, 10 a.m. Sydney time, we'd absolutely love to have you with us. I've just included the link there. So if you want to book in, we use the Brisbane photo. Lassie actually did a huge reskin of this page, which is really cool. So if you want to come, we'd love to have you with us. It's a paid workshop. Our clients get all right. Just click the register key, right? Just have a read of it. Make sure you're happy. Click the register key, and then the system will email me and I'll get in touch. We'll get you sorted. So if you want to come to that one, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Sydney time. It works out to basically Friday evening in the States. and about 10 a.m. Saturday Sydney time. So yeah, just fill it in, and if you want to book in, and we'll get you all sorted. So, and Tim's with us. Big thank you. Really looking forward to it. And the other thing to mention as well is we've got a live webinar this Monday. So this Monday, I'm also running a live webinar. I've had a lot of you request this topic. Ed, can you give us some sales tips? Even though I'm more of an influencer coach these days, I've done a lot of sales training in my time. So I'm actually going to do a webinar this Monday evening on more giving you sales tips. So if you want to get better at closing sales and how to sell and identify the types of buyers, this is certainly the webinar for you. And the other thing before I forget as well, we're back here next Thursday, 8 p.m. Sydney time for our International Networking Zoom. So yeah, please invite people along. Oh, and also too, next Wednesday, we're in Canberra. So if you're from Canberra, want to join us next Wednesday. And of course, next Thursday, we're back here for our networking Zoom. So please book on in. And again, please, we really appreciate visitors. So please share it, invite other people. We really love it. So there you go. So without further ado, we're going to bounce over to, we love you too, Dee Matlock. We're going to bounce over to the amazing Sheena Kane. Now, Sheena Kane's an amazing lady. She's a top HR consultant, and she works on, basically, I say controversial as a middle name. If something's controversial or taboo, and it has to do with employees, Sheena's basically in the middle of it, aren't you, Sheena?
Yep, all part of the job.
So what we're going to do is, everyone can just keep their microphones on mute. So I'm going to spotlight Sheena, so she'll take over your PC. And Sheena, I've enabled screen sharing. So what I'd love you all to do is, can we please give it up for Sheena Kane? Let's give her the floor, and keep your microphones on mute. If you've got any questions or thoughts, share it and keep networking. Sheena, love your word. Please take it away, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Now, what I'd like to talk about tonight, speaking of toxic people and people you want to get rid of out of your life, but most particularly the focus is going to be on the workplace, sexual harassment in the workplace. So what I'm aiming this talk towards is business leaders, people who have companies, people who are managers, supervisors. What should they be doing in the workplace to either get people to shape up or ship out? So start with the definition. That's a good place, because people could have broad ideas. You've got your barbecue experts, and they'll tell you what it's supposed to be. At law, if you get presented with a complaint, it's unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature. So it's one thing we sometimes have to focus in on, that causes a person to feel offended, humiliated, or intimidated. In circumstances, or where a reasonable person could have anticipated that reaction under the circumstances. So sometimes we're dealing with issues, like I remember speaking to a young lady once. She had a male co-worker touch her on the shoulder, and she said, "No, please don't do that, don't like it." He couldn't take no for an answer, and in fact, as then insisted, "No, it's okay, I can do this because it's not sexual." Look, I don't know if anyone's got particularly sexy shoulders myself here tonight, but if someone's telling you not to touch that part of their body, don't do it. It's a very good starting point. So that's where sometimes, is it of a sexual nature? We're going to put it off into what we call a reasonable person test. So if you went up to the average person in the street and said, "Here's what happened, here's what's perhaps been said, what's been posted online, here are the circumstances," what would your average person think? So if I said to Ed, "Do you want to come out tonight for a good time?" Eh? Okay, what would your average person think? Okay, well, Ed's married, and his beautiful wife Lassie is probably watching online. He's got more reason to sort of feel offended, humiliated, or intimidated there. So there's all these different factors that we weigh up when we investigate, and just what people might think of what is sexual harassment. So it's state and federal, and sometimes it depends on what sort of outcome a person wants, what body that they're aware of. So in Victoria, where I am, we're probably more know more about the Victorian Equal Opportunity and Human Rights Commission. But also just very recently, the Fair Work Commission has looked more at, how do we get more harmonious workplaces, and how do we get rid of those toxic people? So now employees can apply to the Fair Work Commission to say, I want an order to stop sexual harassment. We've yet to see a case come through yet, but we're seeing sort of some precedent set with bullying in the workplace. So a lot of it will come down to, again, data around what we can see, what can we get that is objective and factual before making that order. So that's a new avenue people can do. And also the Fair Work Commissioner saying, you know what, for companies, if they sack somebody for sexual harassment, we're going to go a bit lighter on them. Now, I have to say, disclaimer here, that's in theory. And again, we've only had one case come through from Westpac, an employee of 35 years sacked for sexual harassment, and the Fair Work Commission found in their favour. But I'd really want to make sure that you followed a very fair process, that anybody else can look at it and go, on the balance of probabilities, yep, the behaviour took place, and this was an appropriate outcome given all of the circumstances. Employers, and this is where, look, I could tell you lots of juicy sexual harassment stories, you know, those that I've read about, those that I've been involved in. But what I want to look at tonight really is, what can you as an employer, as perhaps a manager or a leader in a company, do to help prevent sexual harassment? And what the Victorian Equal Opportunity Commission has come up with are 6 standards to start looking at. And it won't, like the old ad, it won't happen overnight, but it will happen. It's something a company's got to really work on, and it can take some setbacks, and also it's going to make people very uncomfortable. It might mean a co-worker you've had there for, you know, many years that you've been all right with, but people keep reporting problems and you've got to move them on. But it's for the greater good of other people. So part of this is knowledge. So the company understands that sexual harassment does happen and it's a real problem and they need to eliminate it. They also understand and examine, why does it happen in the first place? So it might mean looking over their shoulders and going, well, what have we tolerated in the past? What examples are we setting? But it's very much, and I've done a lot of training of supervisors throughout my professional career. And part of it is helping them to understand what are some of the definitions and when are they obligated to step in and not just sit there and wait for a formal complaint. So we've got some knowledge here in the first place. We can't plead ignorance. We need to sit down and work out a plan, and that can mean talking to employees. It can mean talking to the unions. It can mean doing some research online. It can mean getting people like myself in to go, well, what are our risk factors here? And what can be very useful when it comes to employees, what I've found myself anecdotally in the workplace and what the data suggests, not everybody's coming in and making a complaint. So things like confidential surveys can really help. And perhaps just stepping back and going, well, what's happening in a workplace that might, you know, make sexual harassment more likely? Employees actually have some idea about sexual harassment, what it is and what they should do if they perhaps experience it, or perhaps if they see it. Edward. Oh, I thought you'd bring your hand up. Yeah, not touching anything. Okay. And you've got buy-in from your leadership team, because it's great to have these wonderful ideas and they all seem very nice. But if you've got a bunch of leaders that are smiling and nodding or just outright disagreeing or not going to do it, it's not going to go anywhere. And again, sometimes it takes a bit of getting people around to your way of thinking bit by bit. Okay, organisational capability. So you've got to build strengths up in your company to become a more positive place to work. So we actually let people know what is considered appropriate, respectful behaviours in the workplace. And that's not just around sexual harassment, but it's also around race, gender, age, pregnancy, anything and everything else you can think of. Because what we're going to find, or what I've generally found, is where you've got a really bad workplace, there's a whole range of toxic behaviours. But sexual harassment is going to flourish in those sorts of environments. The boss is sitting there with his secretary on his lap, taking dictation and then telling everybody else they can't sexually harass everyone else. So your leaders are going to role model that behaviour. And also letting people know it's not going to be tolerated in the workplace, that when something is reported, the company does something about it. And again, the punishment fits the crime. We don't want to just out and out sack people. We want people to learn. Hopefully that's our best outcome. And of course, bystanders have some techniques up their sleeve to deal with if they see something as perhaps going, oh, Bianca, did you remember we got that meeting, as a nice way of perhaps breaking what's happening? Or if they feel confident to step forward and go, that's not on. Or it can be quite simply going, hey, I saw what happened and I want you to know I'm with you. I'll be a witness for you, if that helps. Risk management. So one of the things, if you've had to have anything to do with occupational health and safety, what they're more looking at now is perhaps assessing sexual harassment risks the same way. So actually going, what's the likelihood of this happening? What can we do to prevent it? What's the likely outcome if it does happen? Because sadly, what I've all too often seen is it can actually ruin people's work lives. One of the outcomes, there's a case in the newspapers recently, Dirty Dyson, the High Court judge. One young lady, after being propositioned by him a number of times, has said she can no longer work in law. She's lost her love for that profession that she studied so hard for. So it's really about sitting down and going, well, what are our risk factors? What can we do to control these and prevent, these behaviours happening? And employees are on board as well. Okay, so standard 5, reporting and response. So consultation, again, confidential surveys can help a lot with this. That's when you're going to get real information about what people are experiencing in the workplace, what they're seeing. And that's what I found myself doing interviews quite often. Somebody who perhaps hasn't made the complaint, but they're saying, yep, if you think this is bad, here are all the other things I'm seeing in this workplace. This is what's happening between co-workers. It's a really toxic environment. Also, one of the things that employees report as being difficult is like, yeah, I knew something wrong was happening, but I didn't know what to do about it in the workplace. I didn't know who to go and talk to. I didn't know how to make a complaint and look at different options for an outcome. That one of the things I'm finding with the company I'm working at the moment, everyone who makes a complaint, it goes straight to the CEO and the operations manager because they don't trust going to their own managers and having something effective done. Also, people need to know that there's some sort of outcome. So it's usually confidential, what is done with the person that has been complained about. Punishment needs to fit the crime. And we need to see that employees need to know something is being happening in the background there. The company is actually continually assessing what's happening in the workplace. So we might take pulse surveys, again, more confidential surveys 6 months down the track to go, well, look what's happening. Let's talk to the unions and find out what they're having reported to them that we perhaps aren't always aware of. Do we have occupational health and safety reps? Most policies you should be reviewing at least once a year. So policies and your prevention plan, we should be looking at once a year and just going, well, is it still real? What do we need to tweak here? If you've done a really good plan, you might say go nothing but expect. If you're really wanting that continuous improvement, that's what you're going to be doing on a regular basis. And you're not afraid to report this data. So a lot of companies that are particularly looking at gender equality are actually reporting not only how many employees they've hired of each gender or intersex or anything like that, they're also going, and here's what's happening on the sexual harassment front. Here's how many complaints we've dealt with. Here's how many were substantiated. Here's the data around the outcomes there that we've issued warnings, ordered trainings for people. And also employees start to feel some sort of confidence that the company is really doing something to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace. The culture is starting to change, but it does need to start from the top. And there has to be a genuine want to improve things, and it's going to make people uncomfortable. That it does mean sometimes, like I said, you've worked with this guy for years, he's a nice bloke to you, but you just keep getting all these complaints coming in. Sometimes that person has to be sacked, even if they've been loyal in every other way. because we do not want toxic people in the workplace. And you're going to lose your really good people. The statistics show that the more diverse your workplace is, the better profits you're going to make. Okay, so what can you do now? Well, maybe tomorrow morning, start a conversation. So whether you're the CEO, whether you're middle management, whether you're cleaning the toilets, what are we doing about sexual harassment? Here's some of the problems that I see. You need to be focused on prevention. I remember a company I worked for once upon a time thought they had a great OHS plan. If anything went wrong, they would call the ambulance straight away. So we don't want to be just punishing people as a way of, zero tolerance. We want to do what we can to prevent. It's also one of the things I'm finding very interesting at the moment is reading about intersectionality. So you're more likely to be sexually harassed if you come from a different racial background, a different religious background, if you're disabled, if you're Indigenous, if you're transgender. Now, nobody's quite sure why all those things are suddenly going to make you much sexier in the workplace. They're great things to have in the workplace, but they have more of an impact than you perhaps might have realised in what's happening in your workplace and what risk assessment you might want to take and the measures that you want to take with those people to go, what's happening to you? How can we prevent this? And of course, most importantly, be that person, be a role model. Be the one that somebody looks up to. Thank you all very much.
Absolutely brilliant. Can we give it up for Sheena Kane? And I totally love this topic. And one thing that kept coming to mind, I'd love to get your thoughts on it, Sheena, I suppose is power. Because, and you kind of said that, how we're talking about, for example, I come from an Arabic background, and I come from an Islamic Arabic background. You get power discrepancies because, again, I suppose if someone's a bit of a predator, they're not going to go sexually harass a powerful woman. They're going to go and harass someone they perceive as someone who's got no power and less likely to retaliate. Is that a fair viewpoint on this one, Sheena?
Sadly, yes. It's something that, as much as I can tell the stories of women sexually harassing other co-workers, we're still seeing the stereotypes playing out, and it is a form of bullying all too often that, it's just a joke and they're taking themselves too seriously, or, or just having a go. Would they have said the same thing to the CEO's wife?
I suppose the answer is that, and this is I come from a military federal policing background. I suppose my take on it is, this might sound a bit weird, so hear me out. I could be wrong here. I hope this doesn't offend anyone, but to me, the sexual harassment, it's not so much sexual, it's more power. Is that a fair interpretation, or am I completely off track?
No, it's about the sum of what we see. And it's where, like I said, we're still seeing, the statistics at the moment, about a third of Australians report they've been sexually harassed in the last 5 years. And unfortunately, about 85% of complainants are female.
Yeah.
So we're still seeing it. It doesn't, a lot of it isn't very logical, but we're still seeing you're going to say these things or do these things because you feel entitled to in the first place.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're going to get it or should get away with it.
Yeah, so there you go. I think a few good lawsuits, a few more good lawsuits will really help shape things up, Sheena.
Very much so. I think companies need to take an honest look at how this can cost them both directly in terms of lawsuits, because there are so many confidential settlements that are made that their accountant just writes off.
Yeah.
And it's all indirectly, it's losing your good people. It's people ringing up sick because they can't deal with that, co-worker or their boss.
Yeah. Here. Absolutely brilliant. Can we give a round of applause to Sheena, and everyone please connect with Sheena. Sheena, just before we let you go and we finish up the evening, do you have any closing thoughts you want to leave with the audience before we finish up?
It's be that example. Take steps to actually prevent it in your workplace and start talking about it, because all too often it's covered up and there's often an open secret around who's doing it to who.
Oh my God, incredible. Can we please give a round of applause to Sheena Kane? Sheena, thank you so much. And just as well, please absolutely connect with Sheena. And if you know, if be it you're the company, you know anyone that's needing that level of support, make sure you reach out to Sheena. So friends, I just want to wish you all a wonderful day or night. Can we please give a round of applause as we sign on out? Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Sheena. Love your work all.